What's up? And welcome back to my journey from 1100 to 1500 ELO on chess.com in 100 days. We have reached day 25 and accomplished a goal. I'm finally at 1206. I've never been this high on my ELO. When I started off, I was at 1130, I think, and I had been stuck at that rating for quite some time. Actually, a matter of years. I had been playing chess on and off and couldn't seem to get past that. But I think a lot in part to this, actually taking the time every day to play a game, go over it and review it, and explain that game to somebody has helped. I also, at one point, was a part of the chess dojo, kind of seeing how a good training plan was structured. Another big thing is everyone's first chess workbook. I finished that, and I thought, okay, these are very simple tactics, but it actually helped me to gain pattern recognition. So that was very helpful. I've been browsing through stuff like Yazir Sierrawan tactics, strategy, looking through master games. As I've mentioned many times here, Robert Ramirez's opening courses on Chessable, his one on the Stonewall and one on the Pirc and King's Indian. So that's all been helpful. Chess Tempo, going through games when I can, or tactics. And then, of course, I keep daily games going on with people I know and some other random people. So the big accomplishment here is within 25 days, I was able to gain almost 100 ELO, but I've reached my first goal and reaching 1200. So if you remember the last video, I think I was at maybe 1186 or something like that. So it took me 3 games in which I won all of them in a row to get to this level. So as a celebration of day 25, we'll go ahead and go through all 3 games. So let's take a look here. The first game I played was against a guy named Kuchenlord. Appears to be from Germany. I had the white pieces in this game. Start off with d4. And if you're familiar with me by now, you know I'm probably playing the Stonewall. I definitely expected him to do that. The other option was to take there, and I mean, it probably would have been okay, but I hate having a funky pawn structure. And I also have the option if I want to attack here, so I wasn't really too worried about that. And after move 7, I got a 0.4 advantage. I'm pretty happy with this position here. I made this move, h3. I really didn't want this knight getting in here and causing trouble. And then I thought about this for a second. I thought I was in really big trouble with both the queen and the bishop eyeing this square, but I realized I do also have this knight guarding the square, and at the very best, he's got a check here, so I wasn't too worried about that. Also have a very good opportunity here. He's got 1, 2 covering. I got 1, 2, 3. So that's a key square here in this game. And this was a mistake. It says his best move right here is b5. I just guess making an attack on the queen side here. But he plays e5. I take, which wasn't a great move. My best move right here is e4. But I take, he takes with the knight. I take, he takes with the bishop. And after all that exchange, I'm up point 2 on move 12. Right here, attacking the bishop. I was, for a while, eyeing this Greek gift opportunity and really have much of a way to push this knight out of the way to get in there. So that's kind of going on in the back of my head here. Sacrifice a pawn for the time being. And this is my goal here, was to get rid of this knight, as I was talking about the Greek gift. The knight's also a defender of this square. Oh crap. So I take the knight. And now this pawn's pretty much mine. And after my move on 19, he's got a 0.1 advantage. This was a mistake on his end. As you can see, I got a free pawn here. Also, once this bishop's cleared out, I could take here. His best move here was king g7. So at this point I got a 0.8 advantage. Wanted to get rid of this this rook here, which they say was an inaccuracy. My best move here was bishop d5. I guess making a fork on this rook potentially, but you know, I still have that opportunity now. And saying the best move is bishop d5, which is what I play. And I'm only up 0.7, and he resigned. He had the opportunity of rook e7, which would be perfectly fine, but for whatever reason he resigned, and this was win number 1. Next game, I'm playing a guy named Jack Sparrow, and I must say this was an odd game. I mean, I think he spent over 10 minutes within the first 5 to 10 moves. Either he wasn't prepared, or I don't know why he spent so long. I imagine he probably sees the Pirc Defense at least before, but whatever. This is all book moves here. And at this point, when I take, he's got a 0.3 advantage. If you notice here, he's got some pretty good pressure on the D file. If you look right now, this is move 9. He's got 4 minutes 30 seconds left. I got 12 minutes, and he's only got 0.3 engine compensation to show for it. But I mean, I will say I was getting kind of nervous. I'm like, man, this guy is really thinking, am I making mistakes here? But it gets close to evening out in the end, but the time trouble did end up being a big problem for him. He's got a big king side push on my king side, which I was starting to get worried about. You know, I got this knight here, this bishop here. So this right here was, I guess, my first mistake. My best move at this point was c5, you know, which I considered. I guess my main worry was this square here. You know, if he moves the bishop, then he's got two pieces eyeing the square, which really ain't a big deal in the big scheme of things, but I guess my plan ended up working out anyway. Right here, he's got a 1.6 advantage, and then he makes this mistake. I say this is a miss. His best move was g5. Had he played that, you know, I probably would have came here, but you know, not something I was thinking about. But he plays bishop g2, and I know it's a problem if he moves this piece, because if he moves this piece, there's a discovery attack on my rook. So I thought about this for a while. I think I took quite a bit of time and decided to go ahead and attack his bishop here. My best move at this point was b4, attacking the knight, but I play this, and at this point he's got a 1 advantage. I played this move because I wanted to finally get my rook into a comfortable space, because I have a feeling that this is coming. So but the engine didn't like it. It says my best move here is b4. That is definitely coming, but and this is a blunder. My better move here would have been b4, but I play this, and then he makes a miss. His best move here is e5. I guess kicking the knight away. I mean, it's basically kicking all my pieces back to the first 2 ranks here. But he misses that, and I finally play b4, attacking the knight. He brings the knight over. I decide this is a good time to trade, and at this point I got a 0.7 advantage at move 18. This was an inaccuracy. I wanted to add an extra protector to this square. I mean, I feel like this is a pretty good spot for my bishop, but my best move at this point was queen f6, which I can see now that would have been a pretty good move. It's you know, threatening attack on the b2 pawn with check, but I play this. He plays this, which is an inaccuracy. His best move at this point was king b1, but he plays this. I slide the rook over. He takes, I take, and at this point it's saying a 3.2 advantage. You know, I got a pretty good attack coming towards his king. This bishop really ain't doing anything. This rook's blocked in. The queen can't really get through. All due to that bishop play, really, that they didn't like on the engine. That was a bad move. His best move at this point was bishop e2. But now I think I don't know why they didn't like this move. I mean, it's an attack on the queen. pushing the queen back. Says my best move at this point was queen f6 once again. But, I mean, the engine's good, but I mean, I guess it, you know, if I move that there, then this, and I guess there's still is a big problem right there. But he could also just bring his king out. So by attacking his queen, that pushes him back here, which was a mistake. His best move was queen takes e5. Wow. That's crazy. But, you know, it still doesn't do much for him. And inaccuracy. I didn't want that pawn bothering me when I got over there. Best move, queen a5. Which is something I was thinking of. But, you know, if I move here and he gets nervous, you know, I decided to take. He takes. So I didn't want to get into that. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this pawn first. And then he makes this bad move. And now I'm starting to see the picture. There's nothing really he can do at this point. He keeps pushing that pawn. And now, what they say, brilliant move. Always like to get those. So he takes, check, moves over there, check, check, mate. So that was a pretty good game. Like I said, I mean, there were some questionable moves the engine wanted me to play. But at the end of the day, the engine wanted me to checkmate over here with a similar kind of combination. I played my own and still walked away with the win here. So the next game against a guy named Mr. Specs, also from Germany. I once again got the white pieces. D4. Stonewall set up. And after move 7, I got a 0.3 advantage. Got my knight here in a good spot. I moved here. It's a check on the queen, or the king. I got 2 attackers on the square. If he plays this, it puts him in a bad spot. I had the feeling he'd come over here with the knight, and it still gives me a chance to get his king out of whack. Say this was a miss. Best move at this point is e4. Another move, queen c6. But it is what it is. I take, he takes, I take. Now his king can't castle. And now I play this move that it wanted me to play back then. Takes, takes. Didn't like my castle move here. Best move at this point says h4. But I'll go ahead and castle. Gives him a 0.5 advantage. Bishop b4. Adding another defender to this pawn in case he takes. Now I want him to take. At move 17, I'm up 0.5 advantage on the engine. My goal here is now attacking this square. Looks like a fairly weak square. He does a good job of defending it for a while. This guy made some fairly decent moves. I was able to get him with a tactic at the end, but it was hard to see coming, I guess. Didn't like this move. My best move at this point is King F2. But I play this, and he decides to attack me on the other side, so bounce back. I thought about this for a second, what to do. So I go ahead, take the pawn, get the king closer to the middle of the board. Now it doesn't like this move, but my best move at this point is King F2 once again. It also likes G4, but I'm playing kind of aggressive. And now I get this tactic. If he doesn't move his king, if you notice, it's all on that same line there. So he takes, blunder, great move. It's free rook, almost free. He can still, take back, but. And then free pawn, attacking this. If he moves this that way, I got a check here. It's all going to crumble from this point. So he resigns. So a good 3 games, very encouraging. A lot of them were kind of tough. But I took my time, thought about what I was doing, used my clock in a lot of situations, and I was able to win. And at this level, as you can see in this game here, people don't use their clock. I mean, this guy's playing like bullet style, really. He's not thinking. Had he took all the time to think, he might have walked away with a win. And if you look at the other couple games besides the last game, people just don't use their clock. So if you take your time and think about your moves, a lot of times that's the deciding advantage. But anyways, this has been day 25. Thank you for tuning in to the journey. Thank you for everybody that's subscribed and supported the channel. If this journey has profited you in any way, please do the same and like and subscribe and support. And also check out, if you haven't seen them yet, some of my shorts. I've been going through games that you should memorize. And it's pretty cool. So that's it for day 25, and I will see you on day 26.